Hello. This one's a bit of a weird one. So, I have been trying to play through the entirety of Midnight Club LA, except without buying anything at all. No upgrades, no new cars, nothing. And I'll kind of show you what's happened. Here are just all the cars that I used, and you get these all through pink slips or other things. I did have to make some purchases, and I'll explain what they are. So, this is the starter car, then Carol's car, and a bunch of these are pink slips and other things. Um, and also the ones you get from tournaments. Another thing, I should just tell you, not being able to customize anything was difficult, because you'll see. I had to race with this thing. It was not very appeasing to the eyes, but you have to make sacrifices for science. One thing I want to say, you'll probably notice that the footage looks a little weird. My capture card is not very good. It is the cheapest one I could find, if I recall correctly, but all that it needs to do for my purposes is just capture stuff. For that reason, that's how it is. A couple of interesting things playing through it. It took a while, not because of difficulty, but actually because I just personally found it quite boring. The game is more exciting when you get your own cars and you buy your own cars and you do all of that sort of thing. This Camaro, you get it very, very early on in the game and really prevented any challenge from happening. You get it so early on. Hold on, let me show you around it. I think from Nikolai or one of the other characters, and because of it, you can basically get through the dub tournaments with it, and then use those cars to get the other cars, such as this and the Murcielago, basically making the rest of the game pointless. Another thing I noticed is that a lot of the time trial events are somewhat pointless, because by the time you unlock this 3000 GT, you already have this or something significantly more powerful, significantly faster and everything. And that's not even considering the possibilities of earning and upgrading and purchasing your own vehicles. I think I now have a different view of the progression of this game. It's a little bit unbalanced. The next time I play through this game, I'll probably just straight up just avoid this Camaro. It really just does make things unfair. And I know some of you think, oh, you did customize it a little bit, because look at the acceleration and handling. That means you modified the performance. It comes like that stock, just as the dub cars come with some modifications to performance stock. I think they have every Group 1 category of performance unlocked. So there you go. One of the things I had to do, I did have to buy a bike. This is the cheapest bike you could get. I made no performance or cosmetic purchases to it, or customization or any unlocks. The thing is, you don't get an opportunity to get your hands on a free bike throughout the game. You kind of just have to finish certain specific missions in order to progress. Because of that, I did have to buy this bike, but it was the cheapest one. Let me actually find it in the showroom. This one, yes, right here, 14 grand. Yeah, that's the worst bike in the game. Did end up having to race against a somewhat quick bike for the story missions, but it was not that huge of a deal. Oftentimes you'll find that you don't really need that quick of a car. What happens is just that you find a better route, and that really makes the difference. You also noticed that there was a Range Rover. There is one of the tournaments in South Central, so this is the complete edition, and I did do some of that. So before I go into the total amount of money in statistics, there were some wager races that I lost. Because of that, it means that the total cash earned is going to be a little bit different from however much money it says that I have. And I also think it's genuinely flawed in some slight strange amounts. It says 785,000. Back in garage. I already forgotten. I think I have, what, around 600,000? There's no way that there's a 100,000. Yeah, 650. I'm being completely honest. I did not purchase any upgrades. I don't know what the game's getting that from. Uh, maybe when you're doing a wager, it doesn't matter. It's whatever it is. It's something I haven't considered, but I'm telling you, I did not purchase anything at all when playing this game. I strictly used whatever cars that the game gave me. Did not buy or do anything else, except I did lose some wager races, although albeit not as many to create such a gap as what the game suggests, and also I did have to buy this Group 2 vehicle, a bike, just because you have to do bike events, and that's that. So right now, I just have the one part of the game where you have to raise $1 million and then sell your garages. So what I'm actually gonna do is go here and sell every car and go ahead and see what the result of that is. So as you can see, if you play this game without buying anything at all, and at the very end you sell everything except for your starter car, you should have around $1.5 million. In other words, you should not have to grind for anything to complete the final mission, which is just to buy the garages for $1 million. As for whether or not I do this again, probably not. It just got boring after a while. It's not even that challenging or interesting. After a long time, it just becomes, how many more races until the game's over? It never really presented a real challenge, and yeah, it just got boring, and I kind of wanted it to feel a little bit as if it was similar to Midnight Club 2, where as you progress through the game, you unlock more cars and whatnot, but that just was not the case. I mean, obviously the game is structured differently, but what I meant by that is it didn't give me the same feeling. It didn't feel like I was progressing. It just felt like I just had to hurry up and finish the game for this stupid challenge that I thought was going to be more challenging or more fun than it really was. So that's it, really.